you're always in contact with the forest. And there's one particular smell, and it's such a unique smell. The smell of wet leaves on the floor. It's really strong and it really smells like home. I'm Rino. I'm Brazilian from the north of Brazil. I was born in a city called Manaus, right on the top of the country, and I'm a Portuguese language teacher at the University of Nottingham. Manaus has about 2 million people, so it's this big urban area right in the middle of the jungle. So when you look from above, you see the urban area, and then the minute it finishes, forest starts. When you grow up in a city like that, it's almost as if you're growing up in an island. And in the Amazon, nature rules. You have to learn how to live with it and how to get the benefits of it. And that's indigenous culture, because it teaches you the power and the importance of nature. It humbles you in every way, makes you cautious and about your existence. The indigenous element in the Amazon region permeates everyday life, the mundo da floresta, the world of the forest. Things are not necessarily what they look like, and that translates into how people from the Amazon region perceive the world. It's the land of the fantastic. And that's a heritage we have. A floresta encantada, the enchanted forest. The original idea was to pursue a postgraduate study at the University of Nottingham. The first few months in the UK was a bit daunting. It felt that I've landed in another planet, mainly because the way people looked and also the way people speak, right? I was completely unaware of the East Midlands accent. Although I could speak English, I got here, I understood nothing. Especially if I went to town and spoke to locals. I went to one of those jack potatoes truck. And then I came up to the lady and said, "Can I have a jack potato, please?" And she turns to me and goes like, "What on it?" And I was like, "What?" And then she pointed to the butter. And then I realized that she asked me, "Do you want some butter on it?" And after a year and a half, I was like, damn, my English is still not that good. So those kind of experiences that really made me feel I am in a different planet. It was actually quite hard, not only linguistically, but like culturally as well. I wasn't expecting the distance between people that do not know each other. I am Brazilian, right? So I like to think myself as very simpático, very friendly. I always made friends really easy. And it took me a whole year and a half to actually make any real friend. I would be sitting in class with these other people and bump into them at the library. We had been studying the same module like for 6 months. I would look at them, they would look down and walk past. And at the beginning, it was like, for a Brazilian, you know, you think, what's wrong with me? Because not only I'm Brazilian, I'm from the north of Brazil, which is a very, very friendly culture. At the very beginning, you kind of take it personal But it's not, because I noticed after a while that English people are like that between themselves. It wasn't because of me, because it didn't like me. It's just, you just do not speak to people that you don't quite know. There's a catch in this bringing things from your country with you, because you may fall onto the trap of reproducing a Brazilian, Amazonian, Manaus pattern that is hard to survive here, and that will bring you frustration, because that's not how it works in the UK culture. Because if you try to be as you were in Brazil, it will not work. I do see similarities between the East Midlands and Manaus. I think that's one of the reasons I actually settled rather well. It's not a major region in the country, so people here don't have the arrogance of being from the cultural financial center of the country. That's fairly similar to the northern region, where, like, as I said, we're quite inland. We're in the periphery geographically and in many ways culturally, and I relate to that. We're like peripheral, if you can say that. People are a little bit more simple. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, people are a bit more simple, people in the Midlands, you know, and I relate to that. I think the biggest challenge for the immigrant is to achieve this balance between maintaining your original being and creating a foreign existence that will not undermine who you are or be completely fake, because I cannot be an English guy, although I've anglicized quite a bit, you know. The amount of times I say sorry nowadays is ridiculous. Sometimes I find myself saying sorry, it's like, I shouldn't have said sorry for that. It was an accident.